are not ready for prime time.
Prime time.
Prime time.
Prime time. That's the name.
Prime time.
Prime time.
What time is it? Showtime prime time.
It's XL Prime Time, featuring Joe C.
I reduced my toilet paper down to 3 squares.
Matt Hayes.
Big asses and big thighs, yeah.
And Leon Searcy.
Bringing you love, peace, and soul.
Oh my gosh, you had all of that over the weekend, that's for sure. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. Dads, yeah, I hope you were treated the way dads should be treated on a special Father's Day yesterday. And for JJ Spahn, the father that he is, with the 2 youngsters right there greenside, what an incredible putt on the 72nd hole. No doubt about it. They erupted when that putt dropped.
JJ, is that the first JJ to ever win a major?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's check.
I mean, I didn't do the research, but I tweeted that out confidently.
No, okay, let's check it, make
And
sure.
for JJ Nation, I'm just so happy for that guy. Thank you from all of us.
Favorite golfer and favorite quarterback. He has no idea whether J.J. McCarthy will be any good as an NFL player, but he's going to be rooting for him. But it was, honestly, it was a great story. And yeah, the bigs weren't necessarily there at the top. I thought Adam Scott had a chance, and obviously he went through the end of the round, what J.J. Spahn went through at the beginning of the round. When you think of what Spahn did to start, there hasn't been a player basically in about 100 years or more maybe since you started a tournament, the final round of United States Open, with 3 over par holes. And that's what he did, and he was able to win. Just an incredible theater. I know you guys watched it.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I did. At the cigar line, I absolutely enjoyed it. And listen, that's the kind of golf that I want to see from now on. None of this manicured fairway, none of the manicured rough and all this beautiful fairway and trees are blooming and nice. I don't want to see that anymore, all right? What I saw yesterday at the cigar lounge, me and the fellas going back and forth, was sheer drama.
Yeah.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
Yes, guys struggling in the rough. Not only the rough, the wet rough. There's mud, there's dirt. Balls are rolling off the greens and stuff like that. Guys are struggling. It was just a beautiful thing. Nothing wrong with a little adversity.
Guys were choking.
They were frustrated.
Really no other way to look at it.
Okay.
Can you call it a choke when
it was
it's
difficult.
the hardest
It was
course
very
of all
difficult.
time?
Not when the golf course
No
is
doubt.
that
It was
tough.
very difficult, but you could tell they were a little yippy on some of those
Of
putts,
course.
man.
You're still trying to win one of the biggest tournaments of the year. It's as many of them have described. Even you can go to Robert McIntyre, who's a Scot. He's from Scotland, but he says, I've dreamed about winning this tournament since I was a kid. Just imagine an American-born golfer, J.J. Spahn, dreaming about it, or anybody else dreaming about it. And so, yeah, you tighten up. Just go back to Rory's missed putt at Pinehurst last year. And none of us could believe that. Go back to
Which one?
Well, yeah, the one at the end. But you can go back to Dustin Johnson when it looked like he was going to match Jordan Spieth in 15, and he missed him a little 3-footer with a spike mark. I think at that point you couldn't repair him then. Anyway, it was a bad green, but in the end, the golf course just beat them to death.
Beat the living daylights out of all of them.
And Brian
They were all so frustrated, too, man.
Brian Katrick, who we were trying to hook up with, but just flight plan's not going to allow for it. But anyway, he was the one who said they're going to bleed. And that's kind of what it felt like.
It was like boxing. They had no cut man.
Yeah, that's the truth.
They had no cut man. Yeah. The course was winning.
I thought Tyrell Hatton was going to hit a spectator or something with his club.
Yeah.
He was like,
he's always angry.
Oh my God.
You've seen
Even when he makes good shots, he's upset.
Oh, he's so mad at it. But he's like the Nick Saban of golf.
But the thing is, he had multiple opportunities to seize that tournament.
Blew it on 17 when everybody was birdieing 17
he blew it on 16
on Saturday
too.
and Sunday, and he bogeyed, I think.
Yeah, it's funny. There are holes.
Big time.
Yeah, there are holes that will haunt them. That they'll go back and think the what if game, which will drive you crazy, but that's all you can do. But Hatton is one of those guys. He's a good player, but he plays angry.
He's a head case.
Plus, the wet lies. Golly, imagine how much that played with their heads.
Well, that was Burns' big issue.
Yeah.
Even I know Burns' was the major one that we all saw because he made such a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
But every one of those shots after the delay, were wet shots.
Yeah, and you can only do so much, especially we can talk about some of these golf courses have sub-air systems and they can suck some of the moisture out. Augusta does that, and there's even some of those things at TPC Sawgrass. But anyway, when you set up a golf course and you are anticipating weather, and it's the United States Open, they are not going to put lift clean in play. They ain't going to do it.
Right.
Because that's not their version of winning a championship. And so when you came back out,
lies,
when you came back out, you knew what you were, just the way
it's
it
right
is.
there in the USGA book. Play it where it lies.
Play it as it lies. And so you had to deal with it. And they were all complaining about, they could have argued there was standing water, sure.
Yeah, I mean, what about the putts after the rain? I mean, even when they were trying to push the water off the greens, there was no movement.
Yeah. I would argue it was easier for him to putt after the rain.
Sure. Well, speed-wise, it's very tough.
If you go three and a half rounds putting on concrete, then you go into putting on sand.
Yeah, it was a big switch. Yeah, but the greens were so freaking fast on these guys. They showed like it was around 10 in the morning-ish when I put it on. So these golfers there was guys that were teed off, but nobody had made it to some of the holes yet. And NBC was like, hey, the guy who's running things just came over to 14, started putting balls down and putting them himself, and was like, this isn't saucy enough for me. Yeah. So they brought the things out and made it like as the final round's going on. They're still modifying the greens to make it harder.
Straight USGA, man. They are wicked that way. And so, if he says it's just not, I don't like this, okay? This is too slow. And so govern and grow the game. They don't necessarily grow the game when they're beating the brains out of these players, but they did. So if you were watching, just kind of hit us with some of your thoughts. And I equated it when I was talking with Taylor and Lauren that it isn't a marquee name at the top. When we saw him go out and take the lead on Thursday, we thought, he probably won't be around on Sunday. At least that popped in our head. And it's Indiana and OKC. No one expected Indiana to make it to the NBA Finals. They certainly expected OKC, but it's not this marquee matchup that everyone wanted to see, be it Boston, the Knicks, or whomever on the eastern side against Oklahoma City. Well, we got what we got because those are the teams that are playing the best, right? And J.J. Spawn was playing his best. He beat the Scotties and everybody else.
And he's got like 3 top 5s. We saw him at the Players.
Plus, he played really well at the Players.
Yes, just think of if that putt, I was telling Leon earlier, if that putt falls on the 72nd hole of the Players, we're talking about J.J. Spawn being a Players and major champion.
And then suddenly we're
talking about Rory being
he's emerging
as
one of the best in the game.
Yes.
Well, if you do that, JJ, if you win the Players, then you win the Open. You are emerging quickly.
But no, even if he had done both of those, no one would be saying he's one of the best golfers.
No, I'm saying he's emerging as one of the best.
Or he's having a great year.
Yeah.
Well, see, I found myself as an elitist watching it because I saw Scotty at 5 plus 5.
Like
everybody was struggling.
You are an elitist.
I just found myself. I was rooting for Scotty when he was at plus 5. I was like, come on, Scott, get to plus 3. You got a shot, baby.
Yeah, and he got to plus 3, and I thought, and then he didn't. Yeah. It just evaporated.
He bogeyed 18.
I know.
Screwed
evaporated quickly.
He missed 5 putts of 5 feet or less. 5.
Yeah. And you saw how angry he was. Anyone who was locked in on the U.S. Open Friday afternoon, that's the angriest you've ever seen Scotty.
And he was talking to his coach. They showed him on the range afterwards, and they were just bantering back and forth.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know. You never know what they're saying, or is Scotty yelling about the course, not necessarily like at him or whatever. But they played it off well the next day. He was like, that was just a regular Tuesday. I'm like, I don't think so, Scotty.
Yeah, probably not.
What did you guys actually think, like, when everybody when it was clear that Burns didn't have it in him, really, and everyone was at plus 1.
It was pretty much clear final round started.
Yeah, there was 5 guys tied pretty much around when everybody was making the turn. Yeah. Who did you think was going to, like, what did you I had no freaking idea. That's why I was awesome.
I thought Adam Scott. I really did.
Did you? Okay.
He was hitting the ball as well as anybody.
Smartly.
Off the tee.
Yeah.
And it's kind of what we talked about last week is that he doesn't, and that's the only reason why I plucked him. I was just looking for one guy that I thought wouldn't kill himself with aggressiveness.
Right. Which he had to do 70-70 to start even, after Thursday and Friday. And I texted Joe and I'm like, this is the most Adam Scott thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You know, like this, he's going to win this thing
and he was as straight as an arrow with the drives. But then once he lost his way, it was over.
Everything was fading right. Yeah. Every single one of the shots off the tee.
I didn't have any particulars of who I thought was going to go on the back down and win, but I had a number in mind.
Yeah.
I said, whoever gets to it went from +2 to +1 because everybody was, I said, if whoever finishes +1, I think is going to win the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was shocked that somebody finished under. Like I
was shocked that somebody finished
drive on 17 and then the drive on 18 immediately after that by Spawn were just like so clutch, man. That's like what stuff that Tiger would do. Like,
those are stones.
Who we saw earlier on Sunday as well, by the way.
That did make us happy just to see Tiger. NBC's like, we could go back and show Bryson DeChambeau. No, I got an idea. Let's show Tiger from 27,000 years ago. It was just
better
awesome.
ratings.
Yeah, and people, I sat down and watched.
Hell yeah.
And so
2008.
but if you think about just the fact that he was able to overcome what he went through in the beginning, and it was a classic post on social media. His day, JJ Spawn's day, started at 2:45 in the morning when he had to get up and go to CVS and get puke medicine for his kid because she was throwing up. And I'm
happy Father's Day.
It's like unreal.
You know what that JJ Spawn putt kind of remind me of? Remember when Steph Curry, when he shoots the three and he walks away?
Yes.
That's what it felt like to me. It was just like this Steph Curry shoots the three and just turns it back knowing it's going there. I'm telling you, that was clutch to me.
It was the longest putt made of the week, right? 60, almost 65 feet.
And nobody was birding 18 on Sunday.
It was the longest putt, I don't know how many years in a majors to win the majors, too.
Probably. Yeah, I just know it was the longest of the week, and it has to rank up there because there aren't too many other long putts that you can think of that have won major titles. If anybody recalls that stat that Matt's talking about, hit us 641-1010. You can hit the text line designed by Lifetime.
Shout out to Hovland for giving him the perfect line.
Yeah, he did. That's true.
Everything worked out to where Hovland hit it right next to him. And it was just like, he's going to win this.
He also hit a shot out of a terrible wet lie.
Yes.
Out of that thick heather on the right-hand side. And when you
That was a great approach.
Yeah, you go back, and that was the 12th hole. And he drains a 40-footer there.
Yeah.
Another snaker of
that
a
was
putt.
a huge one.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
By the way, did anybody else, during the rain delay, did anybody else notice, the difference in apparel from 2008 to 2025?
Dude, the baggy pants.
Baggy pants.
I was like, how is Tiger flying away?
Tiger looked like MC Hammer walking around with those things, man.
And then you look at Burns, and it's like, oh, man, this guy's wearing the tightest pants I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Right.
It was pleats, too, now. Okay, let's not forget the pleated pants that were baggy.
You know what I got from that in the playoffs? Why was Rocco trying to imitate Tiger? Why is he dressed like Tiger, man? Ain't nobody pick up on that.
I felt bad for Rocco, man. He had that so many different times.
And Rocco's a nervous Nelly to begin with, so he's always kind of moving around and whatnot. But yeah, I know this is anti-Tiger, but I watched him walk beautifully in the beginning of this replay in the final round, and then obviously we all know that that he had the injury, and that
after the one great shot, he's bending over.
Yeah. It also hurt me to see Lee Westwood, who my whole life I'm like, I loved Lee Westwood, and I'm like, he's gonna win a major.
Yeah.
Of course, he finishes tied for second in every single one of these.
By the way,
he was once again just blowing
second place.
Imagine
just outside.
Imagine if you're Rocco, just hanging out at the beach in Ponte Vedra.
Yeah.
Having a burger on Father's Day. Everything's great, right?
Yeah.
You're there with your wife. You got your kids, their kids. Everything's great. And all of a sudden, they throw that thing back on the screen.
Just take me through the sausage
Grandpa, is that
grinder
you?
one more time. Yeah, exactly.
Poor
all
guy,
right,
man.
So give us some memories. We do have some Father's Day stories that we will get into as well. If you got a good one or a bad one, we'll take it. 641-1010. It is XL Primetime Mocama Beer Company Monday. Don't forget, they've got a great tap room up in Fernandina. We know all of Nassau loves it. And when you're heading up there to the historic part, South 8th Street, look for them in the Wildlight area as well, and then pick up some delicious Mocama. Publix, Total, ABC, they are there for you. Mocama Beer Company.
The summer.
It's summer. It's summer. It's summer
of 1010XL.
It's summer.
Is your backyard ready for the big leagues? Pick it here for Surfside Pools. Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, they have the home field advantage. Family owned and operated, offering weekly pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools make your backyard dreams a reality. Are you ready to float happy? Visit SurfsidePools.net or call 904-246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, your hometown MVP.
License number CPC 044080.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference. For 100 years, service you can trust. Lee and Kate's Glass, depend on us. Glass solutions to meet your needs. Reliable quality guaranteed. Complete customer satisfaction. With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Mia here for Closets by Design. It's been a few months since they built my custom closet, and you know how much I love it. My family is obsessed. With summer here, why not finally create that custom garage workspace you and your dad want? Think tool storage, workbenches, a place for everything to go. Closets by Design creates custom solutions for every space, lifestyle, and budget. That includes all you guys. Call to schedule your free in-home consultation and receive 40% off plus an additional 15% off. ClosetsByDesign.com.
You tired of high energy bills? Replace those inefficient windows and patio doors now. Don't miss Renewal by Anderson's 30th anniversary sale. Buy one window or patio door and get one 30% off. Financing options are available and this offer expires June 30th. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
Someone's in our pool.
Oh, refreshing.
John, what are you doing?
Oh, hey, Dave. Seeing as how me and the guys at Clearwater Irrigation reinstalled your sprinklers after the pool contractor ripped it out, I thought you wouldn't mind if I took a quick dip.
But in a Jaguar print Speedo?
Yeah, Dave. My bad.
Clearwater Irrigation. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at sprinklers.
And drainage too.
Maxed out on credit cards, struggling with high interest debt? You could pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan Program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. That's Loan Pronto. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy, low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is an A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and have nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Call now and start the conversation. Go to loanpronto.com or call 999-1508. That's loanpronto.com.
He used to cover the Jags. Now he's a CBS Sports senior NFL writer.
Well, I believe he's got everybody's attention.
He's Pete Prisco. Friday afternoons on The Frangie Show. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles on 1010XL.
Firehouse Subs has fries. Your hometown hero since '94 just cranked up the heat. Hot subs, crispy fries, golden, pillowy on the inside, and perfectly seasoned. Over 30 Jacksonville locations. Firehouse Subs. Homegrown and now with fries.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
June is Men's Health Month. Be proactive towards your prostate, ED, low T, even kidney stones with Ackerman Urology. Offices in Mandarin, Middleburg, the Beaches, and World Golf Village. Trust the men's health experts at AckermanUrology.com.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Poker fans, ready to ride the waves and win big? Join us at Best Bet St. Augustine for the Summer Splash giveaway. Over $40,000 in prizes are up for grabs, including a 2025 Yamaha Wave Runner. Join us now through August 8th to earn entries into the big giveaways. Every hour of poker play and table game play earns you an entry. The more you play, the more chances to win. Come play and win big at Best Bet St. Augustine. Visit bestbetjacks.com for details. That's bestbetjacks.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. The Weekend Rewind. Brought to you by Cycles of Jacksonville, the big boy toy store for big boy toys.
What happened this weekend? The Thunder even things up.
Gildas Alexander on the drive, pulls back. Baseline jumper's good. OKC with their first lead of the second half.
The Panthers are 1 win away.
Here comes Marchand, looks to put a move on Walden. Just the shot away and scores. Another spectacular move by Marchand.
Devers homers, then gets traded.
He'll hit a high fly left field back toward the wall. Dominguez turning around. That one is on that top jump, maybe. That is gone. That's a home run. That got over the red line and a home run for Raffy. Red Sox take a 2-0 lead. His 15th home run.
JJ actually did it.
Want to cozy it up. Don't need to make it. 2 putts.
Great call. Dan Hicks with JJ Spawn nailing a nearly 65-footer to win the United States Open. What a great, great Father's Day for him. And I'm sure a lot of y'all were watching it, hopefully parked in a lazy boy with your big behind sewn to it and your big belly, just kind of jutting out in front of you, which is just fine with me. We had a great Father's Day. I got to tell you a story real quick, but when you go to that one, you go to the NBA Finals. We were treated to a great game Friday night when they were able to come back, and even each team stole one in the other's crib. And so basically it's 2-2. We go back tonight, and then Rafael Devers gets dealt after the Red Sox swept the Yankees, and everyone's freaking out because it's about $250 million contract that's going on with him to San Francisco that you would have thought Boston, when they sign a guy to that type of money, that they're going to keep him. But anyway, there's all sorts of things coming out right now that he was, I guess, maybe a malcontent.
He didn't want to play a certain position at the beginning of the year, and then, that was sort of been a thing the entire time.
Yeah.
And then there's people saying like, well, the Boston Red Sox owner also owns Liverpool, and they just paid like $150 million for a player over in Europe, so maybe they wanted to cut off some of the payroll in Boston, and it's crazy because Boston's super hot right now, and they just swept the Yankees, and they're trying to make a playoff push, and they just trade their best player.
Yeah, they just left Aaron Judge swimming in doubt. He was like, what, 1 for 12?
1 of 12
yeah,
with a homer,
crazy.
though. Yeah.
Nuts. So there you go. Weekend rewind. If you had a lousy weekend, you want to rewind it, especially all you dads out there, definitely check out Cycles of Jacksonville. You can find them on Facebook with some of the latest and greatest offerings. And then, of course, cyclesofjacksonville.com, and then on Atlantic near Regency, on the water, off-road, on-road, whatever you want. Check out Cycles of Jacksonville. It was a great Father's Day, fellas. Did you guys have a good one?
Great one.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
relaxing, or
Just hanging out, relaxing, watching some golf.
Yeah.
Avoiding the thunderstorms.
Yeah.
It was a lot of rain, bro. A lot of rain. So I sought shelter wherever I was.
Yeah.
I wasn't out and about. Trust me.
It was barstool weather.
Absolutely.
As we like to call it.
Yes.
So it was raining. It didn't rain down in the Og.
Really?
No, not at all. Not thunder booming for a little while, but never really.
It's been like for the last 8-9 days. It's been literally
never really
2:30,
rained.
3
It
o'clock.
like rained for a minute. So,
and my daughters bought me 2 big man coupons, clothes coupons.
Nice.
So I went and got me some Got me some nice stuff.
Some threads? Some threads?
Some threads, bro.
Yeah,
I bought me a golf polo and some slippers and another shirt.
You're a slipper guy.
I'm a slipper guy.
You are a slipper guy.
I am. I'm a slipper guy.
See, I'm not a slipper guy.
I knew that without knowing it. I just could tell Leon's
like if it's
vibe.
winter and my feet get cold, it's just socks. You like slippers?
Yeah, I like
All right.
slippers.
Yeah, I'm
I
barefoot.
used to be a slipper guy.
Yeah, I'm a slipper guy. I've got 2 pairs of slippers. I got one where it's like a bear. I do that.
So what do you wear to take out the trash, Matt?
I put flip flops on.
Okay.
While I'm wearing my socks.
Yeah, I got
I'm
my
slippers.
whatever they're called, but yeah, I just drop. I don't wear slippers. No way.
No.
TLD's always trying to sell them to me. I'm like, nah.
What
You know
about
why?
moccasins?
You know why? Because your feet get too hot. Your feet start to sweat.
Yeah.
Wait, your slippers?
Yeah.
Never.
If you wear like the real, what are they called? The bearskin insides or whatever,
Bearskin.
whatever they are, man. But like
Sheepskin.
no, the Sherpa or whatever they call it, right?
Oh, well, dude. What?
Yeah,
I'm sure
Uggs or
Leon
whatever.
just bought
Yeah,
some from
yeah.
a pretty cheap establishment.
Yeah.
No, I bought some nice ones. And it just
$500 sheepskin.
No, I bought some nice ones. It just didn't.
From Tibet.
It just didn't work out.
Yeah, I'm barefoot and naked. Just
Didn't take.
Yeah.
As my buddy always says, didn't take.
So wait a minute. So when you take out the trash, you actually go put on shoes? You don't
No,
just slip
I
your feet?
wear socks when it's cold.
Oh, slides.
And then when
okay.
I have to put on go outside for something real quick for whatever reason, I'll put on flip flops.
Do you remember the ones that we
With
got from the
socks on.
station?
What socks on?
Do you remember the ones that we got from the station gift? One of our
Yeah,
Christmases?
they're like Yeezys almost.
Yeah, and I can't remember if they're Ox or what. I have to think about it. Anyway.
Oh, those I love.
I love them. So those are the ones
My feet can't fit them. I still got them in my closet.
Yeah.
Whoever needs one pair, I give it to them. They don't fit me.
They were slides, right?
They were slides. Yeah, they were flip flops. Mine were white.
Yeah.
And I think they gave me a size.
They had like a
13.
top on them.
I still got them in
size 13, 14.
They didn't
No,
give
it's
you the
not-
Cersei 17s?
No, I need at least 16s, bro. At least.
All right, so yesterday, and I just thought they surprised the heck out of me, and little Em and Lem were just all sorts of fired up, but they brought me a couple little nice gifts, and then I opened up the box that was sitting to the side.
Is that a gun? Is that a rifle?
And it's the Daisy Red Ryder
Nice.
BB gun.
Mm.
And so,
Had you always wanted it when you were a kid?
well, I've got the leg lamp.
You'll shoot
you shoot your eye out.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that a
exactly.
Christmas story?
You'll shoot your eye, kid. But the reason they got the idea of this is because of the rodent, the varmint.
Nice.
Out back.
See, had you had that,
So now I've got a little something.
how cool would that have been had you had that back
Chris the
then?
Rat Trapper's already helped me.
Right.
But this is going to help me more.
Yeah.
And so,
If you guys
Well, that'll
weren't
be fun.
listening, a few weeks back, Joe, there was a rat in his grill,
yeah.
and there was a whole battle, and Joe lost.
So wait a minute. Now that you got that red rifle.
I only lost once. Now I fought back.
Now that you got the red rifle, every time you go outside, are you going to carry it with you? Just in case.
I'm going to have it right there loaded. Okay.
Now you got to be a
Ready
quick
go.
draw now, Rat. Can move.
Loaded and ready to go. So this was the big picture right there, and I posted it on Instagram. But it's got the beautiful box and everything like that. Got the Daisy Red Ryder right inside.
Yeah, but it can be loaded, but you got to pump it a few times before it gets ready.
Well, this is just a thing. This is a lever action, man. Remember?
Okay.
Remember what Ralphie wanted was that lever action. Okay.
All right.
It's got whatever the little cell inside it that when you load the BBs in.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I've already. Yeah. Oh yes. Yes. And then there was a horror story that I can't even talk about because Peter or somebody will be after me, but a pigeon was involved way back when. So it was.
Lord.
When you were young.
Yeah. Well, it was, yeah.
Well, you got JJ
Oh, we
killing
always
geese.
shoot
I
the
mean,
first
you
time.
killing
I do.
pigeons.
That was a goose, and he was right in the middle of South Side.
Right.
I just couldn't go anywhere
It
else.
couldn't be any worse than JJ running over the goose.
This one was pretty bad.
Oh,
But
dude,
this-
I have a worse one, and it involves a BB gun. It was Easter morning. It was probably like 2005, and my brother, on our fence line, probably about 50 yards away, there was 2 doves, and doves, they're always together.
Oh, yeah.
And man and wife.
They flock
Nothing
together.
can come between them.
Yeah.
Except my brother's shot that day. My dad came outside and he was like, "Oh, you can't hit one of those. I dare you. I bet you can't hit it." And he did. And he killed one. And the other one who was just looking there
When doves
forlornly
cry.
and sad. Yeah. And I was like, dude, this is Easter Sunday.
both.
What are we doing?
Wait, on Easter Sunday? you killed
Yes,
him?
before church.
Yeah, but
Oh.
but if you'd
It
gone
was
dove
terrible.
hunting, it would have been perfectly acceptable.
I'm sure.
And the great Miss Miles says, "If you supply it, I can fry it." So
I've never had dove.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. We would go out to the Miles farm. And
That's got to be a
But that's
abomination.
wild dove.
That's got to be
You're
an
talking
abomination
about,
in some capacity.
Yeah, he's not talking. He's not wild dove. He's just
These are neighborhood
doves.
suburbs.
domestic dubs.
Yeah, well, those are the nice ones, but they're all, if they're flying, they're candidates.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
be knocked down. So
You got wings.
yeah, the pigeon was when the kids were young. It was a regrettable moment. I'll just say that. But so
Pigeons are fine. They're
yeah, I got the
Did
Daisy
the kids
Red Ryder,
freak out?
and I'm all, huh?
Or did the kids freak out when you did it?
Yeah, it might have been an injured one that fell from the roof, but I did take him to.
Oh, you killed an injured one.
Easy.
You put it out of his misery,
Yes,
really.
I might have done something like that. But I took him to Treaty Park and said that everything was great. That he
So you
flew
lied.
away. Yeah. Well, they were devastated. Okay.
Okay, but you lied.
Devastated. Okay. You're missing the point. All right. Let's get into who was devastated at the end of last year with a little college football. We'll get back to the United States Open. We'll get back to some of the chatter that's still left over from the minicamp. But let's get into a little college football talk. Last year, as we set this up, 4 teams, no one was thinking they could make the postseason in the first 12-team playoff. So who are the 4 that we think might have a shot? We'll at least have fun with that, go through them coming up on a Mokama Beer Company Monday.
Because we see life through sports-colored glasses.
Do you see anything on this uniform indicating an officer? What does 3 up and 3 down mean to you, Airman?
End of an inning.
1010XL.
Joint replacement surgery is always a tough decision, but relief from chronic pain may be just around the corner. Dr. George Barra here, and there's a lot to consider to make sure you get the proper diagnosis and best path back to the range of motion and mobility you had. Age, lifestyle, and overall health all play a part. Let the team at Barra Orthopedics give you a full analysis to help you make the best decision. Log on to barriorthopedics.com or call the office to make an appointment. With offices across Jacksonville and ready to help you feel good again, we'll get you back on the road to recovery at Barra Orthopedics.
Life is about choices and the decisions you make. I'm David Robbins with Epstein & Robbins. If you're convicted of a DUI, you'll have to face severe consequences. Walking through the doors of the courthouse or appearing at a bond hearing can be extremely intimidating. Without the right lawyer, you're likely to make the wrong decision. Let our team help you make the right decisions in court. Epstein & Robbins, the right choice.
Epstein & Robbins, fighting for your rights since 1975.
Summer in Jacksonville is coming in hot. Lauren Brooks here. Beat the heat with Turbo Tint. Their window tint blocks up to 99% of harmful UV rays and keeps your ride cool and comfortable. Book today at orangepark.turbotint.com.
It's June, so the finals are here and the temperature's rising. When the heat is on, will your AC step up or choke in crunch time? Don't sweat it. Cool Cat's Heating and Cooling brings championship-level comfort. Cool when it's hot, no missed shots, no overtimes, you're back up and running. So before summer runs up the score, call Cool Cat's Heating and Cooling. CoolCatsJax.com.
Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. The coolest cats in town.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. By now, everyone has heard about saving money on their energy bills. There are all sorts of things you can do to cut energy costs, but most people don't think about their windows.
But Window World knows that the biggest energy loss in almost every home is the windows. There is more energy loss from old builder-grade windows than just about anything else in your home.
You can upgrade your heating and air, your appliances, that's good too. But before you do all that, upgrade your windows to Window World's energy-efficient windows.
Window World's windows are easy to clean, energy efficient, and have the best guarantee in the business.
Window World's slogan is simply the best for less, and we mean it. You get great American-made windows, and you get to keep more of your money when you buy from Window World. Need any more reasons to buy your windows from Window World? Call them today and set up your free in-home estimate, or go online to windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World, simply the best for less.
Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website customtreesurgeons.com. That's customtreesurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On June 16, 1975, the Milwaukee Bucks trade star, center, and future NBA Hall of Famer Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to the Los Angeles Lakers.
Hey, Hicken here for my friends at Zero Res. They want to help you clean your home or business. Big summer savings with 3 rooms clean starting at $129 and 20% off your air duct cleaning. Call them 904-287-5727 and ask for the 1010XL special.
Hacker here. Y'all know I needed to do something about my weight. When I saw Matt and Mike eating to lose weight, I figured that could probably work for me. And it did. Just look at me now. If you need a weight loss plan that works, visit awaken180weightloss.com.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
You all appreciate it.
Mondays on XL Primetime, brought to you by Mokama. Check out their great craft in the tap room in Fernandina Beach.
The great Tupac Shakur's birthday is today.
Yeah.
One of my favorite songs right here. Brings a tear to my eye every time I listen to it.
How old would he have been today? How old would he have been
Tupac was born in 1971, so he's 2 years younger than me, so I think he'll be 54 today. Yeah, 54, 53 or 54, one or two.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll play a couple more.
Yeah, why not?
As we go along today, that's for sure. Mokama Beer Company Monday. You can definitely check them out if you're up in Fernandina or looking for some great craft. They serve coffee every single day. Tuesday through Sunday, they're serving great craft. So make sure you check out Mokama Beer Company up in Fernandina and Wildlight. All right, so we wanted to get into a couple of things as far as the college football world is concerned, and we're going to go through kind of a lot of different things leading up to the launch of college football season, because we'll be closing in fast. You got 5 weeks before the Jags are back at camp. It's going to come really quick, and then obviously all your college football fans they can't wait to see that week 0 arrive and get ready. But there's just one story that I at least wanted to bring up before we start knocking down some of these teams. Lenora Sellers, you got to give him credit for being a guy that likes the uniform he's in, likes the team he's with, likes the coach that's coaching him. He turned down, reportedly, an $8 million deal, and Lenora Sellers is going to be a star in South Carolina. This one kind of caught me a little bit, and a surprise that a guy that you would imagine as soon as he started showcasing some of that talent up there in Columbia, South Carolina, someone was willing to write a big old check.
Oh, yeah. I was telling a couple of South Carolina fans that they're going to have to up the ante because he had such a stellar season last year. But, the grass ain't always greener. Sometimes players are just nice and comfortable where they are.
Right.
And money doesn't always matter. I'm pretty sure they up the ante of South Carolina a little bit. Probably not $8 million, but he probably likes the coaching staff, like the environment there, the culture. So there's no need to leave.
I mean, I would imagine that offer probably came from a school that sounds like Schmorgia or Schmalabama.
Yeah,
it
might have been a border school.
Right, that would be my guess. Dylan Rail, the same thing. Schools are going after him too.
Yeah, and Dylan Rail is out in Nebraska, and he's such a fun one to watch too. But SEC, I don't know who else reported it, Matt, but SEC Mike is a guy who definitely is dug in. But he said Lenora Sellers' dad claims his son was
that's from Bruce Feldman's story originally.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. So Bruce Feldman that's what I was trying to figure out who it was to give credit to. But $8 million and NIL for 2 years to leave South Carolina, and he said no.
Well, I mean, you also have to tip your hat to the kid that maybe doesn't want to go to a team that constantly beats up on you. Maybe he want to be a part of a South Carolina team that beats up on them.
Maybe that'd be good.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
Kind of write your own legacy, right?
Exactly
Instead of being another guy at Georgia winning a national championship, you could be a guy at South Carolina getting them to the playoff for the first time.
I like that. If that's the case, I like that. And as much as I kind of get on Shane Beamer sometimes for being the rah-rah cheerleader, he's good enough to where Lenoris was saying no to somebody to say yes to him. And this is the constant fight that these coaches are having to deal with. You got to re-recruit your guy every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
I mean, Lane Kiffin had guys going after Austin Simmons when he was a backup.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter where you are on the roster, which is why a lot of these guys stop playing spring games, a lot of these coaches, because that's basically just an open recruitment season when you're playing a spring game. Whoever you are, you can go to that game and watch every single player on the roster.
Right.
So spring games are going to be gone now. They're a thing of the past now.
Yeah.
There's so much of an impact on fans that I don't think the leaders, whoever these leaders are now, because it's not the NCAA anymore. It's more likely the presidents of the power conferences. But everything they've done has been detriment to the fans. And I don't think they see that clearly enough, because all they're looking at is money, is revenue. Because all they see is we have to pay players, and if we have to pay players, that means we're down 20, 23 million every year.
Right.
And that's it's unfortunate, but the fans are the ones that are absorbing it all with players that are never there, players that switch every year. You can never have that. College football was all about this regional aspect of this is my team, these are our guys, our players.
Right.
You grow with them, they grow with you. It's like a unique experience. That stuff doesn't happen anymore now.
No.
Unless you're paying money, it's different all the time. Now, again, I was also talking to a booster about 2 weeks ago, and he said, yeah, you're right with all that. He said, but let me tell you something. When you win a national championship, all that stuff kind of, goes away. Because then it's like, okay, great. You won the national championship. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. And that's what they're trying to do, any of these. But if it's honestly just trying to procure a roster and maintain a roster. And it's a full-time gig for these guys.
Well, they all have general managers now.
Yeah. And I guess they're a babysitter of sorts, just to make sure if they
hear. Yeah. That's kind of the best way to explain. Although I do love how with Kirby Smart, when he was asked about the position, he said, well, we have about 6 guys do that position.
Yeah.
Like, there's no chance Kirby's bringing some guy named a general manager, giving him the title of general manager and putting him on his team. No chance.
Yeah.
Kirby's the general manager.
Yes. But he has to have enough colonels and lieutenants to do the stuff to make sure that they're aware, hey, this guy could be. I don't know how they can protect the back channels, because there's always going to be activity.
You can't. There's no way you can. There's all kind of tampering.
Yeah. There has to. Like, even when we go, hopefully we'll say hello to Denny Thompson at the top of the hour, the quarterback whisperer. But when you go with a guy like Carson Beck, let's just say, when he had the injury, bright lights went on for other college programs saying, oh, wait a minute, he may not be headed to the pros because he's got
an injury.
Let's at least make an inquiry.
Of course.
And that's what happened.
Yeah.
And then, as you said, Kirby was definitely still trying to keep him, but that's what happens. It happens fast. Now, you had people coming at you left and right way back when you were in All-America, but you didn't have big decisions to make with legal money to earn. You were
just getting the illegal stuff.
Yeah.
No, I never got any money illegally.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you count the Luke money,
right. That doesn't count.
That was
small and trivial.
That was small and trivial,
right.
absolutely.
It was $1,000.
Yeah, no, it wasn't $1,000. I mean, the most I ever made. Listen, I think we got $50 or $100 a pancake, and if we went up against a top-notch defender and he didn't get a sack, then I got money too. And we kept an account of those pancakes.
You guys did.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we watched film. And
then who was the go-between to tell Luke, you owe me X?
Randy Shannon.
Randy Shannon he was the envelope passing guy. Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And it's so funny because then I have to find out.
By the way, so Randy doesn't have to worry about that because those are all statute of limitations are long gone.
Well, I mean, allegedly. I mean,
Right, allegedly.
I would not worry at all. But what's so funny is I think with this House settlement, if they do have legalese, they're going to jump in on this bad boy and try and slow it down. There's going to be bagmen returning. There was somebody that did a story on this.
Whether it slows down or not, it's the private NILs.
But you get what I'm saying.
Far from being over.
You get what I'm saying. They still, it's going to be governed and looked at and cross-examined, and now you're obviously going to have Title IX come into play and all this, and there's still going to be some more money that's going to be needed
There's
to
going
get
to be
these guys.
much more money.
Yeah.
That's needed. Much more money that will be used under the table.
Yeah.
It'll be what it used to be.
Right. That's what I mean. That's exactly what I'm saying. The bagmen are back, basically.
Absolutely, they are. Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess it's not a bad thing for some
because
of these
you're not
guys.
like they say they're going to have Deloitte, and I guess it's no longer Deloitte and Touche. I think it's just Deloitte. Deloitte is going to. They'll look at every private NIL agreement and decide whether it's fair market. And I've already told you guys this. There's no such thing as fair market. It's free market. It's a free market system. Period.
Yeah.
And if they anytime Deloitte tries to tell someone that that's not fair market, they're going to get sued.
Mm-hmm.
The whole NCAA, or again, whoever's running it is going to get sued, and they know they're going to get sued.
Well,
they know they are.
We joke around is that we know it's going to be, it should be a fair market for both sides, but that's not going to be necessarily the case. Free market for sure, and then they're just going to figure out whether they can limit free movement, because free movement is still a big problem right now.
Again, they keep trying to do that, they're going to get sued. And they all know this. Look, they all know the only way this ends is if they collectively bargain, but they don't want to do that because by collectively bargaining, they're going to give up another 30% of what they earn.
Yeah,
the schools will, and they're not doing that.
Yeah, it's
so they'll take the lawsuits and they'll pay them off and take them again.
All right, JJ, you got some college football music, man. Our Modelo Open, but just college football music if you have it, just so we can start talking a little college ball here and give fans 4 teams that we think might be Ole right now on the outside looking in. These are not your obvious teams. The Georgias, Ohio States, Texases of the world. Big Sur, start us off with a team that you think they either have slim or no odds that you think can be a surprise team in the college football.
Well, I had to go and look at the power index. So so anything outside the top 15, I'm considering, a long shot. All right. So my top 4, I'm gonna go with K-State.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with K-State. That's one of my teams. I'm gonna go with Michigan.
Okay, now I think it's not a bad way to do it, even though Michigan's marquee. Michigan's a brand.
Yeah.
But Sean Moore.
Okay, they're not. All right.
But you said outside the top 15.
Well, outside the top 15.
Yeah.
So they are. Okay, I'm giving my top 4: Kansas State, Michigan, SMU, and Florida.
Okay.
Those are your 4. I think all 4 of those have pretty good chances to get to play.
No, well, they're not in the top. They're not in the top 15 power index. So I'm picking teams outside the top 15 power.
I like that you worked your Gators in there. I appreciate that.
I worked them in there. Yeah,
that's nice. I like
your Gators.
Right.
I like that.
Exactly.
All right, give me some.
You're closer to the Gators after the 08 Gators beat the 01 Canes in the LI index.
I don't remember that, but go ahead.
Minnesota's going to be this year's Indiana. Got a feeling.
Okay, all right, that's a good one.
Got a feeling.
So you're rowing the boat.
Very fortunate schedule. I am rowing the boat. Very fortunate schedule. Kansas also has a very fortunate schedule. They could be a team that gets in, kind of sneaks in. If you have a non-Boise State group of 6 team, that's going to be a surprise. So a team like James Madison or a team like Liberty, that would be considered.
What about UNLV?
I'm going to throw in UNLV.
Like UNLV, yeah.
So that's going to be one of mine.
UNLV's got a very good team this year. A very good team.
That's one of my
great coach.
Yeah.
And
And we'll see what Mr. Mullen can do with them. Because honestly, he is on game day, when inspired, a very, very good game day play calling coach.
That mother suck.
I know.
That wasn't me. That was just
a
listener.
UNLV, if you just take a look at what they did do with Boise State last year, it was a heck of a battle in the Mountain West between these two. Came down to the title game, and we'll see what he can do, what Mullen can do just in terms of energizing that offense a little bit more. Because
all right,
like you said, they're good.
My 4th is Duke.
Okay.
Just a
Wow,
nice,
you're going to go with Manny.
Nice addition of Darian Mentz, the quarterback from Lane. They've spent a lot of money at Duke. A lot of money.
Well,
football program.
That was a 2-year deal, correct? To get the Tulane kid?
Yeah.
And that was also, was that an $8 million?
It was a fat contract.
Was it 8?
FAT and PH.
Yeah, and PH.
Both.
Yeah, I feel like it was $8 million.
It was like $4.3 million, I think. Just a huge number.
Yeah.
Huge number.
Okay. All right. So I'll throw a few more. And I feel like Illinois could be who you're describing up in Minnesota, coming out of the Big Ten, like Indiana, that Illinois, the schedule at least helps them a little bit. USC and Ohio State, definitely tough games for them, but they won 10 games last year, so I like the look of that one. You mentioned Dylan Raiola. Can Matt Rule get it done? Yeah. And they do have some games, road games against Penn State, Maryland, and UCLA. I don't think, obviously, they really need to figure out how to unlock that Penn State Nittany Lion game, but the other two are very, very doable. And then I'll throw UNLV in there, like I said. And I feel like this is still a brand kind of like what Leon's talking about, but they haven't been there. They haven't done anything. Texas A&M. You mentioned Mike Elko before.
He's like high on that team, man. He thinks they're going to be really good.
And so they've got a chance.
I think they're going to be Texas 8-5, which is what they are.
Right. But when you take a look at what they've got Marcel Reed coming back with all that experience that he had from a year ago, and they definitely have that transfer portal working. They got the NIL working, and then you have to take a look at that slide at the end of last year was pretty bad. So they got to make sure that they come out hot and stay hot. And I don't know if he's good enough to do that, but I love Elko as a coach.
So let me throw some numbers at you from last year's playoff, okay?
Yeah.
This is according to betonline.ag. The teams with the 5 best odds to make last year's playoff all made the playoff. Ohio State, Georgia, Oregon, Texas, and Clemson. The teams with the 6th through the 12th best odds, in other words, 7 teams, okay, all failed to make the playoff.
Okay.
So 1 to 5 made the playoff, 6 to 12 failed as far as the odds to make it before the season began. Those 7 teams were K-State, Michigan, Utah, Gaines, Ole Miss, Arizona, and Florida State.
Yeah, and so that's
Arizona.
Yeah.
Didn't they have like a terrible
There were
year?
also 4 teams that made the playoff last year.
Yeah.
That didn't even have opening odds.
Which would have been
Arizona State, Boise State, Indiana, and SMU.
Yeah. And so that's pretty good. That does tell the tale as far as what is possible. If Kenny Dillingham did a great job out there.
Yeah.
He definitely got it going. We know that SMU with Rhett Lashley, the schedule did fall well for them, and they got the kiss to get back in that game, or get back into the college football playoff, even though both them and Clemson got in based on the way the ACC championship game unfolded. And then Boise State was a darling, for sure.
So let me tell you this. For this year's playoff, the top 8 teams favored, odds to win, odds to get to the playoff, there's 8 teams that you'd have to spend more money to gain less money.
Okay, yeah.
Okay?
So they're minus
odds.
Minus odds, yeah. Ohio State's number 1 at 4-13. Texas is 2 at 1-3. Oregon's 5-13. Georgia's 2-5. Penn State 5-12. Alabama 2-3. Notre Dame 2-3. Clemson.
I hate Matt doing this with the European odds. By the way.
I know. Sorry. Clemson 10-13. When we do money line, -325 for Ohio State.
Yeah.
-300 for Texas. 260 for Oregon. 250 for Georgia. 240 Penn State. 150 Alabama and Notre Dame. 130 Clemson. You finally hit a positive money line at 9 LSU.
Okay. All right. So let's keep it going. We'll get into that coming up. The quarterback whisperers in the house. So we'll do that. Did you name all 4 of yours? You got them all in there?
Yeah, I got them all in there.
All right. So we'll get all that. Just at least react to it. And then we might go with 4 that have those high odds tomorrow, whatever, that won't make it in. We'll have a little fun with that as well. All right. Denny Thompson coming up in his XL Primetime.
Now, Studio Talk with Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
The captain of the ship has given orders. My ship makes me captain.
The Drill.
They be my charts. That makes you shotman.
Mornings.
Stow it!
On 1010XL.
Leon Searcy here. As a former athlete, I was used to eating big, and those habits are hard to break. And I admit, I needed help controlling my appetite and losing weight. So I called physician-guided weight loss at South Point. Their medical team is helping me shed pounds safely with a customized plan. And their firm pricing means same price every month. Hey, summer's coming, and I'm bringing sexy back. And you can too with physician-guided weight loss at South Point. Visit pgweightloss.com.
As a
a contractor, finding reliable subcontractors is key to project success. Prosser here. Guys, that's where Lloyd's Heating and Air shines. Not just your mechanical HVAC experts, but your partner, understanding every facet of construction to keep your project on track. Lloyd's will spot issues early before they cause delays. If you're a contractor with a need for reliability, visit LloydsHeatingandAir.com. Lloyd's Heating and Air, keeping you comfortable in every season.
I'm Drew Scrimshire, president and publisher of the Jacksonville Business Journal. In business, timing is everything. That's why every morning at 8:15, our morning edition delivers the most important business news straight to the inboxes of Jacksonville's decision makers, executives, entrepreneurs, investors, and industry leaders. Want to know what the First Coast power players are reading before they start their day? Join them. Subscribe today to the Jacksonville Business Journal Morning Edition at bizjournals.com/Jacksonville.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. With the weather now hot as can be, look ahead and get that backyard ready for fall with a new open air or screened-in enclosure. Maximize the space you have and make it great with Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. They truly are the best in the business. So if you have the space and the idea, give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Serving in the military requires great sacrifices, not just for one's country, but also for one's family. Not surprisingly, divorce for soldiers is especially difficult, and it raises a number of challenges that are peculiar to military divorce, things such as deployments, relocation, retirement benefits. These issues can be complicated. So if you're a soldier facing such challenges, go to CordellCordell.com.
Jacksonville, Florida. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois. CordellCordell.com.
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyriq.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent ya.
The judge swings the gavel and I pound the hammer. I'm not judging, just hammering. Hammer Time with Hayes Carlyon, weekdays on The Frangie Show.
On 1010XL, driven by Kia on Atlantic. Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and Triumph has branched off from on-road to off-road. Give us the latest on what they've got.
They've got the 250 and the 450. Rick Carmichael designed these bikes himself, and they are bad to the bone.
So you're talking about a really cool effect from a bike off-road that Triumph had on-road forever.
It is, and it's out there winning races, and it is fun to ride.
Check it out, Cycles of Jacksonville, their showroom on Atlantic near Regency, or online on their Facebook page.
Maxed out on credit cards, struggling with high interest debt? You could pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan Program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. That's Loan Pronto. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy, low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is an A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and have nearly 2,500 five-star Google reviews. Call now and start the conversation. Go to loanpronto.com or call 999-1508. That's loanpronto.com.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. Call 904-722-1111.
Instant Keys saves the day if you've lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111. The housing market is as busy as ever on the First Coast, and if you've moved in or moved on, make sure you have a team of trained electricians ready to help. American Electrical can make sure you're up to date electrically and maximize your living experience. Smart home automation services, home theater systems, outdoor and dock lighting, and backup generators. American Electrical can do it all. A team you can trust with highly trained technicians, ensuring you have the best living experience. American-Electrical.com, a leader on the First Coast and powered by professionalism.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Lone Pronto. Last week at minicamp, 1010XL's Ryan Hacker Green of the Hacker After Dark show got some time speaking with former Florida Gator and first-year Jaguars offensive lineman Fred Johnson. Although there was plenty of Jaguars talk at minicamp, Hacker couldn't pass up the opportunity to ask Johnson about his thoughts on the state of his alma mater's football program.
I'm actually about to finish school here in the upcoming year or so. I started back doing classes this offseason. I love my alma mater. I talked to Billy when he came here last time, but now I'm able to go to more games, so I'm excited for that. I love how he got the program going, and I love the culture he's building. And I have 1,000% faith in him to turn it around, him and Lagway, and I'm excited to see what they do this year.
It's 91 degrees at 3:01. Time and Temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the quarterback whisperer, Denny Thompson.
Okay, bring it in.
Brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security, security and automation experts, and George Moore Chevrolet.
1, 2, 3.
3 o'clock hour on a Monday. Hope everybody's having a good one. A Mokama Beer Company Monday, and happy to have the quarterback whisperer in house with us, Denny Thompson. Denny, how you doing, bud?
I'm good, man. Good. Slow time for football.
Yeah,
good.
Oh yeah, you're ready. You sure you're ready?
Yeah. I'm ready. Because when football comes around, I get a little bit of a break, so I'm ready. Yes, beyond ready.
The prep work that you put in versus the actual season, you can sit back and relax a little bit. Happy Father's Day.
Oh, thank you. Happy Father's Day to you guys as well.
We all had a great time. I got plenty of people on the text line and on social talking about. I got the Daisy Red Ryder BB gun.
I saw that
story. Yeah,
I saw
awesome.
that,
and plenty of you'll shoot your eye out, kid, including Captain Kevin Favor, who definitely was having fun with that.
You've already shot some of your beer cans already, haven't you?
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
No, got to set them up, and I'm going to recycle them. After
he needs a reason to drink them, right?
Try and set up that pyramid. See how many you can knock down, all that kind of stuff.
There's a game you can play like that where guys sit with a beer between their feet. And you sit in this big circle, and each of you have a gun.
Oh, I have
a BB gun, not a gun, a BB gun.
Yeah,
you shoot it, and if it hits it and it hits the can, the guy's got to pick it up and shotgun it.
What if it doesn't?
Then they go to the next guy. The next guy
sip.
I'm not playing that game with you.
Between the feet, I don't trust any of y'all.
No.
That's too close, okay? That's just too
a sneeze is, that's raising that thing up a little bit too high. No.
Not that I've ever done that. I'm just saying it's a game out there.
That's classic. I love that.
Yeah, I had a doofus friend who blew a hole in his floorboard like that, sitting in the passenger, almost blew his foot off.
With a BB gun?
No.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
Wow. That's scary. Very scary.
Rolling around carrying BB guns, bro.
Yeah,
what are you doing hanging around with a friend who's rolling around with a gun in his car?
It's America. That's
hanging
what
around Plaxico on a Friday night.
It's America.
Now, you watched the U.S. Open.
Yeah, not as much as I would have liked to, but
but you were on the move. But the golfer in you had to love it. JJ Spawn.
I love the U.S. Open.
Yeah,
I just love the U.S. Open. I don't even care who wins. Just
Leon wants more like the U.S. Open,
carnage.
More difficult golf courses, more carnage. I don't know, man.
I loved it.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I mean, every shot was drama, especially down the stretch. I mean, I don't need the sunshine and the wind blowing and people's hair and the manicured rough. I don't need that. I need the carnage chaos that I saw yesterday.
What I like about it is these guys are so good, and it just makes them seem human.
Exactly.
And if they miss hit by 8 feet, they're in trouble.
Yeah, they are.
Like serious trouble. I don't know. I don't get paid to play golf. They do, so I'm sure they don't like it as much as I do, but I love to watch it.
Right. Of course, the big talk, JJ Spawn, this guy a year ago was contemplating retiring from the game. Okay, thinking about stepping away. He had won, but had not been able to really get a whole lot going this past year, was thinking about giving it up. Now he gets a winner's check for $4.3 million. Just nuts. $21.5 million was the purse. Listen to this, though. Let's see if I can pull this up, because it blows my mind when you think about what these guys do go through, just as far as the difficulty. And you can appreciate this, Denny, because, you got a lot of guys that come to you that want you basically to turn them into a great player. And it's not always going to come instantly for some, or maybe sometimes never. But this guy had been on a tour of some kind. In 2013, J.J. Spawn made $11,775 on the Canadian tour. In 2014, he made one cut and made $825 in Canada. In 2015, he won the Canadian Order of Merit. 2016, finished third on the Corn Ferry Tour and basically didn't cash a big check at all. Just think about what he had to go through to get to this point.
Yeah. I mean, it's impressive. What did he get for the runner-up check at the Players?
Oh, it was over $1 million.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It might have been $2 million, as a matter of fact. I need to go back. Like 1.9,
So you're
something
telling me
like
in
that.
2 tournaments he's good for the rest of his life? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. We had Webb Simpson on our podcast last week.
Former Players champion.
Yep. And we just kind of brought it up, and he started laughing. He said they talk about it all the time. Like, could you, if you went to Augusta or any of these and you started with your ball on the green, would you win the tournament?
That's a great one. Because putting is what it boils down to.
Yeah, I don't think I would.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Putting is what it boils down to.
Yeah, that's how good these guys are.
Yeah. Oh, and this guy, in other words, you're basically picking up how many shots if you do it like that? 18 holes. You're picking up,
probably 36 shots, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a good golfer, 36
36
shots.
to 40 shots.
You don't think you can win it?
No.
I don't know, man.
No.
That would be something.
You see the state of those greens, man?
Yeah.
Those greens were intense. By the way, how was he able to play on the Canadian Tour? You don't have to be Canadian to play on the Canadian Tour?
No.
Okay.
You just go and you're qualifying
You
for
just
that
have to
tour,
live
just
in
like you are.
Canada.
Like PGA Tour Latino America and a few other ones, you could just basically bump around.
Joe, you telling me you couldn't 3-putt at the Masters?
I don't know, man. I've putted off of greens.
Now, I agree with you. I don't think so. I don't think
You couldn't.
I don't think I could break par. If you started me on the furthest
green.
part of the green, every hole, I don't think I could break par.
So I'm at East Lake Golf Club, and that's where they have the Tour Championship, and they have these mounded greens, and it was a cold day, frosty day, so it was cold, and I putted off the green multiple times. Like, in other words, started the putt online, and then it just fell off of a
Just
cliff.
imagine how depressed you would be.
Oh my gosh.
If they put that ball on the farthest part of the green and say, all you got to do is beat them.
This is it.
From here out. And
Yeah.
you didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Not only did you not beat them, you finished like 80th.
And if they have, in a round, if they have over 30 putts, they're pissed off. They're
Well, Webb was saying, like, he wants the USGA just one time to just let a scratch golfer come play in the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
Just to see what they would actually shoot.
That's crazy. And I would love to see it too.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I've been in a lot of putt-putts, and I'll do well. You can't tell me I can't putt a 4.
You're putting on concrete, too, in putt-putt.
You are.
Yeah, but the green and putt-putt is like from here to that office over there.
No,
We're
no,
talking about 10,000 square foot greens here.
Yeah, but have you ever had to shoot it through the clown's mouth?
Right. Have you ever seen somebody's putt-putts?
Tell them again, JJ. Tell them again.
When you think of what JJ did, it was, I think the putt started on a rise through a valley, back up, and then it dove down again. And so it broke
a lot like the clown's mouth.
Yeah, it broke multiple times.
Listen, JJ getting that read yesterday
yeah,
was
Hovland.
massive.
Yeah.
Massive.
He stepped in there quickly and took a good look at that.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
We got to start saying Spawn, because every time you say JJ, I think
we
JJ.
think it's McCarthy in there.
Right.
It's JJ Spawn.
I think the listeners know it's safe to assume I didn't win the U.S. Open yesterday.
It'd be amazing if you flew back from work.
yeah. All right, so let's talk a little quarterback with the quarterback whisperer. But we did just bring up 4 teams that we think could come kind of quote out of nowhere and get in the college football playoff. I don't know if you have anyone that you would suggest, but we threw out a handful of them because last year, Arizona State, Boise State, Indiana, and SMU, basically had zero odds to make it, and they all made it. Now, Boise State was the group of 5, and they made it in by winning the Mountain West. But anyway, that type of storyline can happen every single year. That's why the transfer portal is so important.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you start looking at schools like, USF and UCF and Memphis and Houston, and I mean, especially Memphis and Houston in the aspect of, Memphis has got FedEx attached to it. You know what I mean? Like, you can go out and you can justify spending $20 million, $25 million on a roster because of what that does for your school commercially and just enrollment wise, and just, what everybody's, I guess, what everybody's thought process about your school is. It changes everything. And so when you start to add that money play into that, now all of a sudden that, there's a couple 4-stars and a couple transfer portal guys that you go and pick off. I want to say Memphis last year signed a 4-star quarterback. I think y'all can fact check me on this, but I want to say it was like Memphis and Florida and somebody else.
Oh, wow. And
they ended up signing the kid. And so you start multiplying that a couple years at a time. Right. You start picking off a couple of those guys. And I don't think, I'm just giving this as an example. There's a receiver at Georgia State right now. Yeah, Antoine Hills.
Yeah, Antoine Hill. Yeah.
There's a receiver at Georgia State right now that may be one of the best 5 receivers in the country. Like, he is phenomenal.
Really?
Yeah. And so you start getting those guys like that, and you can keep them because you can raise money and all that kind of stuff. Then, yeah, all of a sudden you just got to win 9 games, win 10 games, and you're in.
Yeah.
Not everybody has a Fred Smith, though, who can just throw around money whenever he wants. The
he's
FedEx
Mr.
guy.
FedEx.
Well, I think SMU just showed. SMU just showed that if you get enough behind you.
SMU's got about 10 of those guys.
Well, Houston.
They're oil guys.
Yeah, Houston would have those.
Guys,
I think you could go through and you could definitely find those. And then I also just think, nowadays, if I'm a 4-star, 5-star kid and I go to whoever, Florida State, Miami, Georgia, all the local teams, right? Well, I'm ahead of me is 3 other 4- and 5-star kids. I may get dropped into the portal in a year or two, and I may just be a little bit of a late developer, and all of a sudden I find myself at USF or Memphis or something like that, and I find 6 or 7 of those. Now you're competing at a very high level. I love this era of college football because of that.
Well, the tournament kind of justifies the money now.
No question.
Than it did back then when we only had 4 teams, So if you're SMU or you're a Memphis or whatever, you make the playoffs. If you spent these $20, $30, $40 million on a roster, now you being in the tournament alone justifies the money that you spent on these players. Yeah. Where in the past, where you can get 4 teams and you're out the playoffs,
and it's legal. SMU's tried it before, right? This their second go around at it. It's legal. It's encouraged now. So yeah, I think that. I think college football is heading towards a very exciting time. They've got some things they've got to work out, just like with any new system. But I think the next decade for college football is going to be as good as it's ever been.
Well, we repeated the story that Bruce Feldman first put out with Lenora Sellers, that his dad said the quarterback of South Carolina was offered $8 million to go play somewhere else. And it was basically a 2-year deal. But Lenora Sellers said no. And that's rare, okay? That's rare right now. And I liked hearing the story.
He was offered. His dad said what now? His dad said he was offered $8 million.
Yeah, over 2 years.
Over 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe that. Yeah. They didn't say no to all $8 million. I'm sure South Carolina is.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Paying him $8 million over 2 years.
Right. I'm sure he's doing just fine in South Carolina. But I mentioned the Georgia State guy for a reason. I think the kid's name is Ted Hurst.
Ted Hurst.
Yep. And he went into the portal. And everybody was going after this guy. And then ultimately decided, wisely, I think, was like, they throw me the ball all the time here, right? I'm not going broke here. I can get drafted quicker, right? That's so now, it's also the other side of it. Now these you can put Georgia Southern in that. You can put all these people, Western Kentucky in that. You get them there early, you show them success, and now you have a chance to keep them as well because you have boosters as well.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. I like that. That's a good play. And we were talking with Emmanuel Ogba during the Jaguars minicamp, and he basically said that he probably wouldn't have survived the NIL. He needed to feel the challenge of moving up a depth chart as opposed to tucking and running.
Yeah, I think now that part right there is not only that, but just the hunger.
Yeah.
And I guess that's any occupation, but especially a physical occupation like football. Mm-hmm. you got to have some level of hunger of like, I got to do this because this way I'm going to feed my family for the next 30 years to get through what football takes. And so the guys that can get that money and still stay hungry, it's a great system.
That's what fueled you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I wanted. Well, let's just take a little on to Sanders. I mentioned this earlier, Danny. He's saying in South Carolina, you don't go join a team that's beating you all the time. I'm sure the Georgias, Alabamas offer him money. No, you stay with the team that go and beat those guys, and now you're a folk lord.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now you're a folk hero as far as South Carolina goes.
If Lenora Sellers can get South Carolina to the playoffs, he can open a car dealership the next day.
They will give him one
anywhere in South Carolina and make money the rest of his life.
Yeah, I also want to remind everyone, these are private NIL deals. These are the deals that are not going away.
Right. Oh yeah,
these deals are not going away.
And now it's doubling, not doubling.
They're going to get the shared revenue from media rights for schools.
It's not the same exact amount of money.
They're also getting NIL deals.
Yeah.
Now the universities are calling these things NIL deals that they're giving the players. All right, but it's straight pay for play.
Right.
So don't get it confused. There are two levels of NIL deals.
Yeah.
It depends. And it's interesting because if you listen to the schools, what they will say is, no, we're reining it in. We're just going to use this money from the lawsuit, revenue sharing. But that's impossible. We're not drafting players. Like if for that to happen, every single school has to say, you know what, we're not going to break any rules. And I feel like we've done this before.
Yeah, they're breaking.
That's the whole thing, right?
The bag man's back.
Like everybody, I can't tell you how many times in the first 2 or 3 years this system, coaches and athletic directors would say it's unsustainable.
Yep,
unsustainable. So Darian Menza, who's a good quarterback at Tulane, right? Florida tried to get him this offseason. Dude paid him $8 million over 2 years.
Yeah, it's not
$8 million.
Yeah, and they decided, and that was in some ways their answer to whatever was going on with Chapel Hill. They're like, we need to make sure that we stay aggressive here, which is what they did.
It's 100% sustainable and will be sustainable for a long time.
Yeah,
a long time.
Well, we'll find out. Like Leon said, the money these boosters are spending now make them happy, as opposed to unhappy for not making it. All right, we'll keep it going. One more seg with our quarterback whisperer. It is XL Primetime on a Mokama Beer Company Monday.
I heard a story about you. I was wondering if it's true.
Everything you've heard about me is true.
He's not afraid to tell the truth. Rick Ballou as the truth teller. Evenings on 1010XL.
I'd give anything to be friends with him.
And welcome back to another episode of Potty Talk with our current champion. So what's your secret to your perfect plumbing proficiency?
It's simple, really. Roland Reach Plumbing is always the right answer.
Roland Reach Plumbing, 260-7059.
Now, the Florida Gator Report on 1010XL, brought to you by San Jose Collision.
The Florida Gators Week 1 matchup on the gridiron now has an official time and TV destination. The Gators will host Long Island University in the Swamp on Saturday, August 30th for a 7 o'clock kickoff, with the game airing on SEC Network Plus. Their annual matchup against Georgia will be here in Jacksonville on November 1st for a 3:30 kickoff, as that game will air on ABC.
Hi, I'm Karen, owner of Clay Solar Installation Partners, your local woman-owned solar company. Did you hear? JEA is raising rates again. With summer right around the corner, those power bills are only going to go up. But with solar, you can take control of energy costs and say goodbye to rising rates. At Clay Solar, we make switching easy and affordable. Stop paying more for power and own it. Visit claysolar.com to schedule a consultation today.
Say goodbye to glasses and contacts with customized vision treatments at Bowden Eye & Associates. Hey, Hicken here. Dr. Bowden and his expert team bring you all the latest options like Evo implantable Caliber lenses, refractive lens exchange, or traditional LASIK. Tailored just for you. Imagine waking up to clear vision. No hassle, no fuss. You ready to see the difference? Call now or visit BowdenEye.com for a free screening. Bowden Eye & Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
Hacker here for Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Look, the summer has arrived. Memorial Day is in the rearview mirror. It's vacation season for me. And over the next couple of weeks, whether it's a cruise, going out to Las Vegas, I'm going to bust out the tank tops, man. I'm going to show off the bod a little bit. Now, would I have done that 100 pounds ago? Of course not. But thanks to the great folks at Awaken 180 Weight Loss, I really have a new lease on life. It's life changing. I'm in the maintenance program now, doing really well, right? The weight is not coming back on. That's almost as rewarding, if not a little more rewarding. It's one thing to lose the weight. It's something else to keep it off. I've been able to do that with the great folks of Awaken 180 Weight Loss. If it's time in your life to make that change like it was for me, go to awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800. If I can do it, you can do it. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
If life blindsided you tomorrow, would your family struggle? I'm Cody with Harborstone Financial, and I can help. One call could protect your family for life. 904-885-9566. Harborstone Financial.
Don't miss the Bari Breakdown with Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays around 3:20 for the latest in sports injuries. From all the big names in the game, who's MIA, who's coming back from injury. Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays at 3:20.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
David here with Royal Pest Services. Man, don't let your yard be torn up by that heavy aeration machine this spring. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to learn more about our granular aeration, broadcast throughout the tree and shrubs to break up that compacted soil. Visit RoyalPestServices.com.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Jacksonville, you know a good defense wins games, and a good fence protects your home. Frank Frangie here. Coil Fencing has been around the block since 1927. Literally, they probably fenced it too. From tough chain link to sleek aluminum fences your HOA will love, Coil is the name to trust. Nearly a century strong and still standing tall. Call Coil today. You can trust them. Call 904-356-4821 or visit coiljacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental. With light sedation for cleaning, then deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, 2 locations in Jacksonville.
Plumbing problems? AC not blowing? Septic tank doing whatever septic tanks do? Don't call 3 different companies and play contractor roulette. Just call Duck Duck Rooter. Waddle over to duckduckrooter.com. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Mondays on XL Prime Time, brought to you by Mokama. Check out their great craft in the tap room in Fernandina Beach.
You can definitely enjoy it up there. They're right there on South 8th Street, the Wildlight location as well. And then, of course, on the shelves, if you're just craving some craft, check out one of the local breweries right there in Fernandina Beach. You can find them at Total, ABC, or Publix. We're hanging out with Denny Thompson, our quarterback whisperer, one more seg. And the last time we talked to Denny, fellas, we were over at the Walk-Off Charities event with Frank Frangie and company, and we hadn't seen minicamp yet. So I want to ask Denny a little bit about Trevor, but both of you guys, Matt and Leon, would you agree? What was Trevor's grade, just as far as what you saw minicamp wise, or just an opinion on what you saw?
His grade?
A
C?
Either way. Okay.
A C plus, maybe. C plus, C. I mean, it wasn't great. He wasn't terrible. He was okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, from what I saw out there. Mm-hmm. And listen, I'm being lenient because it's the off season.
Right.
I mean, I can't see this 2 months from now.
Yeah.
I mean, it was okay. It was okay.
Yeah, I would say that too. I would say it was okay. I mean, he's learning a new system. He's got to get all the terminology down. So do the receivers. Everybody's learning new things. I get all of that. It certainly wasn't where you were like, whoa, you know?
Yeah.
It was just, all right, let's see what happens. One of those things.
I think any type of failure right now is good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's if you go out there and you just see a guy completing every single pass, I mean, he's just doing what he already knows he can do. When you want somebody that's learning a new offense to take some chances, to push the ball down the field, to see, how do I react to what the defense is trying to do? Let me try to do some things that I'm not real sure I can do,
right?
Instead of all the things that I know that I can. It's like my son is going into 8th grade and he played 7-on-7 for the first time, and I told him, I'm like, if you go a whole tournament without throwing an interception, like I'm gonna be mad at you. Like I don't want to see you in 7-on-7 or in practice checking down every single time. Like let's find out what your engine can do.
Right.
And then we can back off from there a little bit. I didn't see minicamp at all, but I think what Leon said, if you get to those late July and early August practices where it's like, man, this just didn't look fluid or smooth, then you could start to worry.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So
it's funny he said that because in Jaden Daniels' first season at LSU, like 5-6 games into it, Brian Kelly took him in his office and said, you got to start taking chances.
Yes.
You got to start throwing balls into tight windows.
Yeah.
I'm tired of seeing checkdowns.
Right.
That's when he got better.
Right. And I'm not even going to suggest that Trevor did a bunch of checkdowns. He just
nor am I, but I'm just saying that's
but he just wasn't necessarily accurate or quick on decision making. So my question back to you, just from a coaching point of view, you can just imagine Liam with this new install, he is trying to say, hey, do this faster, do this, not that type of stuff. So that's got to be part of this, right?
Yeah, and a conversation has to start somewhere. So I mean, you're in a meeting room and you say, this is the way we want you to read this. And then you go out there on the practice field with 11 people on the other side and you start trying to read it and you're like, well, wait, that's not how I like to read this. And then that's what prompts kind of a conversation. I'm assuming it's probably the same way with offensive line, right? I mean, you can sit in meetings all you want to and say, well, this is how we're going to protect. But then there's probably a point, Leon, where you guys come back and go, look, in a real game with our personnel, I can't hit that angle. Like when we make this one little shift, or something like that. So I think that's healthy right now. As long as those conversations are being had, which I'm sure they are, I think that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I like what you said. Practice is for failure.
Yep.
It is. Because we're in the media, we overanalyze everything that has to do with practice. But the whole purpose of practice is to make the mistakes now. So when you get into late August or you get into the first game, it's like it's just like if you're a golfer, it's just you're at the driving range. You're teeing off. You're working on different stuff, swings, this and that, with mechanics and all that kind of stuff. No different than an offensive lineman. No different than
100%.
No different than a football player.
You don't try something one time and then declare it don't work. Yeah, no, 1,000%. That's exactly right.
You're also talking about a guy who spent 2 years in a system and I don't know how similar these systems are. A lot of the NFL systems are similar, obviously, but you're still going through different verbiage. You're still going through different specifics of each system. He's still working through, I'm sure they're tweaking his mechanics. He's got all this he's going through right now, too. So it's not like we're saying he looks okay and all of a sudden that's a red flag. It's just that he's adjusting right now, is he not?
Yeah, 100%. Because the other thing is the receivers are also going through a new system. And so, he may be thinking, well, this is a, 11-yard out. Well, it may not time out like that. Or the receiver may be taking the steps to take him to 13. There's so many different things that you just have to get into a rhythm with as an entire offense and defense that, really, I mean, I wouldn't worry about it until week 1 or 2.
So is this an indictment on the previous regime because he was able to freelance for so long that maybe in this system he has to work on feet, timing, adjustments, all that? I don't know.
Okay. I don't know but you know what? When you say that, what makes me think? Remember Nick Foles, the year he was here.
The $88 million year? Yeah. Yeah.
We were all at training camp.
Yeah.
Like, I was about to go to Vegas and put money down on MVP.
He looked pretty damn good, I'll tell you what.
I had a shirt. Yeah. Barbara Coogan was designing a shirt. The spiral is going viral.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was we left every day.
Yeah.
I remember me, James, and Leon sitting right there one day going, what in the world? The ball hadn't touched the ground. It's unreal.
He looked pretty good in the first half of that game, the first game, too.
Yeah, right. And then, but when he came back, it looked like he'd never played football before.
Right, but at that point, that was
he
done.
went back to
AJ Can.
I don't know the last time they gave out a ring for practice. So I know that we have to go, we have to report, but I don't know, man. I think, week 2, week 3, no matter if they were good or bad, none of that stuff matters.
I do agree with the sentiment that there's an install taking place. There's a lot of stuff. And then just to your one point or description of one thing, he makes a beautiful throw to Travis Hunter and basically throws it to the boundary where Travis can catch it and turn upfield. And there's been a lot of discussion about whether he's throwing guys open or whether he's throwing them where they can continue with some yak yards. Anyway, next play, Travis drives, turns, little out route, and the ball wasn't there. Now, it could have been a 12-yard out instead of an 11-yard out, kind of to your point.
Right.
And so those are the things that they have to go through.
I mean, there's so many little intricacies. It could be, hey, my first read, and I'm just making this up. I haven't seen a single play. My first read is Travis Hunter, and he's going to stem this in, and then he's going to run to 10, and he doesn't get that inside stem. Well, I may come off of that. So it may not matter where he goes. I may look at that and go, well, he's not going to be there at the time I need him to, so I'm going to go ahead to number 2 or number 3.
Okay.
And we just don't know the details of stuff like that.
Plus, all this is going on in like 1.7 seconds.
That's right. That's right.
But I really want to see that part of it because I think he was kind of maybe middle of the pack in terms of release time, 2.6 seconds, something like that. But I just want to see that brain work where he's boom, 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 and making his decision.
Yeah,
and I know that's what they got to be working on.
I think there's and I'm not gonna. I've never played the game, so I don't want to act like I have. But there's your pre-snap read, which is a very large percentage of what you're going to do with the ball. And in the NFL, they do such a good job of disguising things. But that pre-snap read, if something goes wrong, like now you have to reevaluate the entire play while you're dropping. And while there's, probably 6 or 7 people coming after you.
Yeah.
Right. So the minute everybody gets on the same page and understands why this progression is what it is, and this is why I have to be at this exact spot, then things probably will start to look a little better.
Yeah. And so we'll find out. We'll probably ask you about footwork next week, what he is working on and thinking about with these 5 weeks. All right, bro, man. Thank you.
All right, guys.
We appreciate it. Denny_Thompson. You can find him on X. He's got that podcast cranking, all kinds of stuff. What did you talk to? Webb Simpson earlier, he was saying, former Players Championship. So definitely look for that. All right, so we'll get back to a little U.S. Open talk, a little bit more of the college football world, but you can join in as well. 641-1010. Hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures.
1. Frangie and Hicken on Mondays. 2. Denny Thompson and Hacker on Wednesdays.
Who's counting?
1010XL now has 2 original Gator podcasts each week.
One for you, one for me.
Search 1010XL Florida Gators wherever you find podcasts or visit 1010XL.com.
Guys, want a golf course fairway quality lawn? TopDressing.com just landed in Jacksonville with the golf course secret for St. Augustine grass homeowners. A patented process that aerates and turns your turf into a fairway stunner. Serious golf course technology, but in your yard. Less water, tighter cuts, total neighborhood domination. No one else scores a perfect 10 lawn. Hit TopDressing.com now. You will own the block. Top dress your yard like the pros with TopDressing.com.
Hey, John, have you seen the exciting 2025 lineup at Randy Marion Cadillac?
They've got the Lyric, IQ, Optique, and the stunning Visti. It's a Cadillac lover's dream.
And the best part, over 100 new Cadillacs are in stock and ready for you to drive home today.
Plus, it's the perfect time to trade in your Tesla and experience luxury and performance like never before.
Visit us today at Randy Marion Cadillac on Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville.
Don't miss out on these incredible vehicles. Your new Cadillac awaits.
Tell them Jennifer sent ya.
June is Men's Health Month, and here's your reminder to be proactive and get screened for early detection at Ackerman Cancer Center. Many cancer instances are largely preventable and treatable. So take steps now to minimize your risk factors at AckermanCancerCenter.com.
Frank Frangie here for South State Bank. South State has helped our businesses and charity grow and thrive. Whether you're expanding your operations, managing cash flow, or planning for the future, South State Bank offers forward-thinking, tailored solutions to meet your unique business needs. With expert guidance and best-in-class service, South State is here to help you move your business forward. Visit southstatebank.com or stop by your local branch today. Let South State become your partner in taking your business to the next level. That's South State Bank, member FDIC.
Bueller, stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal. Pretty nice weather we're having, huh?
You think this is nice?
I mean, it's sunny, warm, We do live in Florida.
It's not all upside, Jason. Warm weather comes, so all the cool people hit the beach. My old air conditioner craps out, so it's 1,000 degrees inside, and I'm stuck on a video call in my underpants trying not to sweat through my...
Wait. Put these sunglasses on.
I'm not going to put on your...
Whoa. The air conditioning experts at Bueller Air and Plumbing can keep your home office cool and comfortable all summer long. You look good in your meeting, impress the big guy with your cool confidence, maybe finally make assistant deputy regional manager.
Wow, air conditioning can do that?
Life moves pretty fast. If you spend all summer worried the weather is going to be too nice, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Frank Frangie here for Bono's Pit Barbecue. Bono's has been serving Jacksonville's best barbecue since 1949. Now, to thank all their loyal customers, Bono's is bringing back their Club 49 card. You can get a $500 gift card for only $350. That's a savings of $150. You can purchase your Club 49 card at any of the Bono's locations around town. And you'll want to get to Bono's soon to get the spring wing deal. You get 6 wings and a side for just $11.99. Head to Bono's, and remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On June 16, 1975, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was traded from the Milwaukee Bucks to the Los Angeles Lakers. He would win 5 titles with the Lakers.
Big Chief Tire is coming to Mandarin. Frank Frangie here. Join Big Chief Tire for their grand opening event on Friday, June 27th from noon to 5 p.m. for games, food, and fun. Our show's going to broadcast live there, and Big Chief is giving away 4 sets of new tires. Big Chief has served the Jacksonville community with locally owned auto services you can trust since 1961. From tires to brake repairs, oil changes, and more. Stop by 10211 San Jose Boulevard in Mandarin or visit WeKeepJacksRolling.com to schedule an appointment today.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys locksmith service.
Is your roof ready for hurricane season? When storms hit, you need more than just a roof. You need trust. Valor Roofing Company is veteran-owned and operated, serving all of Florida with integrity and quality craftsmanship. From minor repairs to full replacements, they'll treat your home like it's their own. Estimates are always free, and veterans receive a special discount on all roofing services. Visit ValorRoofingCo.com and protect your home with people who care. GAF Certified License CCC 1334864.
I'm Chris Campione. Veterans have given so much in the service of our country, but when it comes to legal challenges, you shouldn't have to fight alone. At Campione Law, we're here to help veterans like you get the support and compensation you deserve. Whether it's a workplace injury, a personal injury claim, or navigating a veteran's disability claim, we'll stand by your side every step of the way. Your service to our country matters. Let us serve you with the dedication and respect you deserve. Call Campione Law for a free consultation today. Campione Law, fighting for veterans, fighting for justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Campione Law.
It's E.T. here, and did you know that slow speed accidents can still cause serious injuries? Ignoring minor pain today can mean big problems tomorrow. Don't wait. Call my guys at McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation Center, the auto accident experts.
Brendan here with Checkmate Coating. No massive overhead means top prices on top quality pool decks, driveways, garages, and patios too.
Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing piece.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 87.
All right, my takeaway is that earlier we talked about teams with long shots to make the tournament. I'm thinking about teams with long shots to win the championship. My Miami Hurricanes are plus 4,000.
Okay.
To win the national championship.
40 to 1 odds.
I'm not just talking about getting into the tournament. I'm talking about winning the chip. Okay. So I got the top 5 teams to win a national with the longest odds to win a championship, and I'm gonna start it off with Ohio State 2002 plus 1,900.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now remember the year before that they were 7-5, and then the second year they won.
Lost to South Carolina in the
so they were plus 1,900. All right. The number 4 on the list is USC Trojans 2003. They were plus 2,000. All right. They won the chip that year in 2003. All right. LSU 2019 plus 3,300. All right.
Interesting.
Considered one of the greatest college football teams ever.
Yeah.
Plus 3,300. They're number 3. At number 2, Ohio State 2014. Plus 4,000.
Yeah, that one was the surprise one with Cardell at the
Yes,
end. Yeah.
2014. And the number 1 longest shot team to win a national championship, Auburn Tigers 2010. Plus 5,000.
With old Gene Chizik in charge. But
So
it
I'll
was
take
Cam
that
and Gus that got it done.
I take it all day. Long shot Canes, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Interesting.
Mm.
And
See,
it's
this is
right
what
there.
happens when Denny comes in.
Yeah.
He says a couple of things off the air about the talent at the U, and
now
he
we're
gets
going
us
to
all
Hard Rock
pumped
and
up.
That's right,
Yeah,
baby.
exactly.
I don't need much to move the needle.
Well, let me tell you what else Denny did. So during the break, he showed me some video of Carson throwing.
Mm-hmm.
He's ripping it.
Yeah, and what
He's
you
ripping
want.
it. I'm telling you right
You're
now, that's
talking
my
dirty to
takeaway.
me, and I kinda like it.
Yeah, my takeaway is that dude's healthy, completely healthy, and I think he's gonna have a big season. And I think Georgia fans are gonna regret turning on that kid because I can guarantee you that's why he left for Miami. They turned on him.
Why he left Georgia.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that fan base completely turned on
They
him.
did. I made that point at the time. Like I couldn't believe it. And they liked old Gunner, and they didn't like Mr. High price car in Big House and jet flying Carson.
29-3, Carson Beck.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to get a whole plate full of Gunner Stockton this year.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what you got now.
Yeah. Well, they have a lot of other good pieces.
They do.
Miami has
No
to
doubt.
prove that they've got the other side of the ball that Carson's not on, that they got that figured out. Because that's just honestly going to be the one
To
big
to go far in the playoff. I think
Right.
they can win the ACC just by outscoring people.
Sure. And well, Miami and Clemson at what time of the year?
They should have done it last year with
Yeah.
Cam, but
They don't play.
They don't play. At what time of the year? They don't play.
Yeah.
Okay, it sets up well.
Yeah, there's a lot of they
so
don't
they may
play.
see them in the championship game.
It's a very fortunate schedule.
Yeah.
We don't make it.
Well, they play Notre Dame and Florida.
You play Notre Dame with a brand new quarterback and a completely rebuilt
still a
defense.
decent-
Well, they're still
decent
a top
team.
10. Florida be a top 15
New
team.
defensive coordinator.
Listen, when you're
I'm
scheduling these
shocked that Notre
games
Dame
like
is favored
10
in that
years
game.
in
Shocked.
advance, you're not like, oh, well, they'll be on a backup quarterback by then.
Right. No, you're right. You're exactly right. I'm just saying it's just things are falling into place is all I'm saying. Sometimes you need luck like that to win a national title. Things falling into place.
Listen, I'll tell you a game that I am worried about in the ACC, and people will laugh. It's October 4th at Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we really have no freaking idea what we're going to get with Florida State this year.
Right, because you've
None.
got a brand new offense, a brand new quarterback. You feel like Mike Norvell he made significant changes.
They can't be as bad as last year.
And
There's no way.
He made coordinator changes on both sides. So
he didn't gut the roster, but he added a lot to that roster. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
So
That's-
no, go ahead.
If you've got any kind of gumption inside you, man, any kind of intestinal fortitude,
Right.
if you're on that Florida State roster, you're embarrassed as hell from last year.
All right, so
I was going to ask JJ. Let me ask you this short question, JJ. Would you be comfortable going to 11-1, winning the ACC, and losing to Florida State?
Would I be comfortable? Hell yeah, I would be. I mean, it would suck for Twitter trolls and my friends, but
it would be first time, long time.
But beating Florida would also be good.
Fran
Like,
Brown hates guys like you, Leon.
That's
you
fine.
remember that when he said it, when he told us like the guy asked me, what 4 losses? If you're 8-4, what 4? And he's like, I didn't talk to that guy again because you're gonna ask me to say what 4 losses I'm gonna get. None. That's what I'm gonna.
I just said one loss. Hell, I didn't say 4.
If it was 4, I'd jump off a bridge.
His point is 1 loss is too many.
Yeah, well, listen. Trust me, the last thing I want to do is lose to freaking Florida.
Think about how far you've fallen from this guy that was among the elite of all of college football to now saying
he's a realist.
All right, well, I'll take. They've
never won the ACC.
I didn't say
The
I
team
would
made
take.
you feel
I said,
that way.
I didn't say I would take. I said, JJ, would you take?
Yeah. I am the pessimist out of the two of us. That's for sure.
Oh my gosh, you kidding me? Remember that? Like, what was it, like 3 or 4 years ago when they played Clemson and Leon was like, "Yeah, we're gonna win by 17." Remember that? It was by 17 or 21 or something. We were like, "What? Are you
Dominating.
crazy?" And then you got like just your ass kicked. What was the final of that game?
Don't remember.
No comment.
It was like you got crushed in that game.
I was at the game. I get off the plane. First person I see is Tom Coughlin's walking in front of me.
Yeah.
To the game, whatever. And I had the turnover chain. It was cold. I had shorts on and everything, and we got demolished. And I got up and I promptly set my chain on the chair and I left.
It's still there. Some people say
It's still there right now.
I swear you said 3 touchdowns. It might have been 17, but I swear it was 3 touchdowns.
It's in a flea market over there in Greenville somewhere right now. All right, let's just play off of this with the 10-10 take, just as far as all the chatter right now.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmaster since 68.
That's right. It won't be long. These conversations over a good plate of barbecue will be had when the season is about to crank up. So enjoy, especially if you came out of Father's Day and you didn't necessarily get exactly what you wanted. Head on in to an area Sonny's for some delicious barbecue. But this is, in a lot of ways, talking season. This is when you got to believe what you think can happen. And you got to start looking at that schedule, start shaping where those tough little stretches are going to be, and then where you think you can, if you could pull off an upset here, if you could steal one on the road, that type of stuff. And for Florida State's part in this, there is a massive amount of pressure on Mike Norvell to return them, not to the top, but return them to the conversation and have talking season be fun again. Because right now, it ain't any fun talking season-wise as far as FSU goes. Florida can chirp just a little bit because of the way they finished the season, but they're still wondering whether or not they've got a guy that's going to be able to lead them to where they want to go. And then down in Miami, like we said, Mario knows he's got a lot and should be able to deliver, but he's got to deliver. That's what it boils down to. Got to go get the prize, the trophy, an ACC championship to start. And we'll see where it goes. That's the 10-10 take.
Yeah, I mean, Miami last year was best in show, but then when it had done the show for it.
Yeah.
You know, offensively, they scored a lot of points. Cam Ward was amazing, but defensively, couldn't stop a nosebleed.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows that he's in a position now, again, where you got Carson back, you got whole offensive line coming back, you got weapons at wide receiver, tight end, running back, and you got a new coordinator from Minnesota, and you're hoping that, you know, this team can not give up 40 points.
Yeah.
You know, like they did last year.
And if we go back in time and you went through some of the teams that had the longest odds that won championships, most of them, not saying all of them, most of them had pretty good defenses to go along with whatever offense they had. Auburn had a pretty good defense to go along with Cam Newton, even though, what were they, +5? They were 50, they were 50-1 shot.
50-1.
And so you got to have that. You can get away with more now. Like you were saying, maybe they can outscore some people. But they got to have that side of the ball.
The only hesitation I have with Florida State is typically with Gus Malzahn, who's the new OC at Florida State. Obviously, it takes a little bit for that system to connect. So they may be a much better team in November than they were in September. And I think Thomas Castellano is a terrific player.
Yeah,
just a dynamic,
heady, smart,
scary, take your breath away type of player. Like if they pick up that thing quickly. And I've been saying this all offseason. I think they're going to scare the hell out of Alabama in that first game. I don't think they're going to beat them, but I think it's going to be a war in the fourth quarter.
Good stuff. Good stuff. We will take it. Let's get to that in here, JJ.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
A Jaguar this time a year ago is hyping his new quarterback, Christian Kirk. Talking about C.J. Stroud, his quote, "The thing that sticks out about C.J., he's super mild-mannered, but he has a lot of confidence. He's smart. He sees things well. He's a really good communicator, and I think with that position, quarterback, and him being a younger guy, that's a big part of him getting to where he is now and still excelling." He goes on, gushing about his new quarterback. Now, remember when they said Christian Kirk and Trevor tied at the hip.
Buddies.
That was one of his best buds, BFFs, all that kind of stuff. He says, the thing that sticks out, really good communicator. He sees things well, smart. Love it on him.
He's McLovin on him pretty good.
Yeah.
That's what
he just wants the ball.
That's it. That's all.
Just give me the ball, CJ.
Those aren't subtle jabs at his former quarterback?
Yeah, I just wonder. I don't think so, but you never know.
All right.
Because
it's like Gabe Davis coming here and like he's loving on Trevor. It's not like Josh Allen sucks.
I don't remember Gabe Davis loving on Trevor.
Oh, they all do.
Yeah. And I think any of these guys, any receiver is going to gush on the quarterback because they want the ball.
Yeah. You don't want to start the beef already before week one.
Yeah. Get me the ball.
Is there any doubt he's going to have like 9 catches for 149 and a couple touchdowns? Is there any doubt about that?
Against this squad?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? The answer is, well, we'll let this guy answer that question.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Service by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The coolest cats in town.
I will let the embedded and shredded answer that question as to whether or not Christian Kirk's going to go off against this Jaguars secondary. 9 catches and 100.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it'll be that. But he's a good player.
You have seen the secondary, though, haven't you?
What's that?
You have seen the secondary, though, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. I mean, I think, well, this is what I mean. I like Jordan Lewis on him, and I like Tyson Campbell on him. Yep. So, and if, we'll see what happens at the opposite boundary spot. But I mean, if it's, you got to figure it's going to be 30 snaps to Travis Hunter if he's healthy. So, I mean, I don't know that I'd say Christian Kirk's going to have. I'd be more worried about Nico Collins, probably.
You better believe it. That guy's tough.
But yeah.
But just staying on those vets, that the Eric Murrays and the Jordan Lewises, they were impressive as vets coming in here as free agents.
Yeah, I mean, again, we won't really know anything until we get, into October with them. But yeah, I mean, it seems like so far it's encouraging, and hopefully it continues. It seems like they had a good off-season program, and Murray, I don't think you have to worry about. He's a pro's pro, so he'll come back and be ready. And Jordan Lewis, same thing. So I would anticipate those guys will be, ready to operate at a high level to start training camp. So I mean, it still has to be worked out, and again, you are what you've built your roster to be. I mean, they haven't invested that much in the secondary. So, I mean, particularly if you take Travis Hunter out of that equation.
Right.
And so that's just got to be a unit that can hold up a little bit, just give you like above average play, and let your big investments, up front, kind of dominate the day for you, in theory.
What's coming, my man?
We are going to talk all sorts Jaguars. We'll certainly get into the U.S. Open. Lots of lots of layers to the onion to unravel with the majesty of Oakmont in a diabolical tournament. So we'll get into JJ Spawn's epic win, but there were a lot of other things to that. Sam Burns not getting relief on 15. Scotty Scheffler playing atrocious golf and still being T7 to speak to his talent. And, we'll talk a little bit about Bryson DeChambeau. That was Frank's pick for Loser Monday. He was 10 over, didn't make the cut. So what does that do to kind of his momentum? So lots to get through on the U.S. Open, and we'll talk all sorts of NBA finals, NFL in general, some Gators hot on the recruiting trail. So lots of stuff coming up on the Frangie Show.
All right, brother man. Thank you. We will be listening. Caroline, Frangie, Jason.
Atrocious, he called it.
Atrocious. He's got issues. He's got grievances.
Diabolical.
Yeah. All right, we are done. Thanks to Mokama Beer Company. You can definitely find them. Just log on, mokama.com, up in Fernandina and Wildlight on the shelves. If you're out enjoying and looking for some great craft, enjoy a Mokama. We done. Big Sirs, Maddie, Joe C, and JJ.